global hotspots. When you hear that, you're probably thinking, like, geopolitical conflicts, right? Maybe climate change.
Right.
Cybersecurity.
Yeah.
Doesn't usually top the list.
Yeah.
But then you see this stuff coming out of Ghana, the material you sent over. I mean, wow, it suddenly feels like Ghana is right there on the front lines of this whole cybercrime battle.
Yeah, and the really interesting thing is they're not just reacting, they're actually getting ahead of the curve. I mean, you look at the Ghana Internet Safety Foundation, GISF.
Okay, yeah.
They're not waiting around for things to get worse. They're taking the initiative, trying to really make a difference.
And they're not just talking about it. This 2-day event they organized, the CyberLaw Academy, at the University of Environment and Natural Resources, Sunyani. It's not just academics sitting around debating theory. It's about giving practical skills to the people who are dealing with cybercrime every single day. Detectives, prosecutors. It's frontline stuff.
And the theme itself, right? Harnessing AI for effective prosecution of cybercrime and CSAM cases in Ghana. That tells you everything about their approach.
CSAM, by the way, for anyone who doesn't know, that's child sexual abuse material. We're talking about some of the darkest corners of the internet here. And it's a growing problem.
Oh, absolutely. And using AI to combat it, well, that's a whole other conversation.
It is. I mean, they even had Dr. Tim McGinnis from the SCARS Institute speaking at the event. Talk about a big name in fighting online child exploitation. But, okay, let's break this down. AI. In practical terms, how is it actually being used in Ghana to fight these crimes?
Well, a lot of it comes down to detection. You've got these AI algorithms, right? They can sift through mountains of data, images, videos, way faster and more accurately than any human ever could. They can flag potential CSAM content.
So it's like having a digital detective working 24/7.
Yeah, exactly. But, and this is a huge but, we have to talk about the ethical implications. I mean, we're talking about balancing the need to protect children with privacy concerns, due process, the potential for misuse. It's a minefield.
Which brings us to Justice Afia Asar Baldway, right? What she said about the changing nature of evidence in the digital age. I mean, it used to be fingerprints, DNA, paper trails. Now it's all ones and zeros. How do you even begin to investigate and prosecute something like cybercrime in that landscape?
It's tough. I mean, think about attributing a cyber attack. In the physical world, you have a break-in. You look for signs of forced entry, maybe some DNA evidence. Online, it's a whole different ballgame. You're tracing attacks through a maze of servers, IP addresses, often across international borders.
So it's not just about finding the evidence. It's about proving where it came from and who was actually behind it. Talk about an uphill battle.
It is, and that's where these hands-on workshops come in. The attendees, they got into the nitty-gritty. They learned about Ghana's Cybersecurity Act, the Electronic Transactions Act.
Okay, so that's the legal framework.
Exactly. But actually applying those laws to real-world cases, that's another thing entirely. You need specialized knowledge.
And it's not just on Ghana, is it? I mean, this whole event, it had this feeling of international collaboration.
Oh, for sure. It wasn't just Ghana. You had people from tech companies, international organizations, even other African nations, all coming together. And that's the thing, right? Cybercrime, it doesn't respect borders. So fighting it effectively means working together.
So if we had to distill this down, what's the big takeaway for our listeners? Why should they care what's happening in Ghana?
What's happening in Ghana, it's a microcosm of a much bigger issue. The digital world, it's constantly evolving, and so are the threats that come with it. But it also shows what we can achieve through innovation and collaboration. For people listening, it's a call to action. We all need to stay informed, stay engaged.
Yeah. We have a responsibility to build a safer digital world for everyone. It's not just Ghana's problem, it's everyone's problem.
Absolutely.
Building a resilient and secure digital future. I like the sound of that. That's something worth striving for.
Yeah, it is.